Good morning. It's December 15th, and this is your daily brief in climate change. Here's everything you need to know. A comprehensive report titled Tipping Points warns of irreversible environmental changes due to stresses on Earth's climate system. 5 major tipping systems are at risk, including ice sheets, coral reefs, and permafrost regions. These tipping points could trigger a domino effect of accelerating damage, posing severe threats. The climate crisis is more severe than commonly understood, with significant increases in global temperature caused by greenhouse gas emissions. The destabilization of ice shelves in Greenland and West Antarctica could lead to a collapse, accelerating sea level rise and potentially displacing millions. Tipping points can multiply crises and threaten economic, social, and political systems. Urgent global action is needed, but some tipping points can still be stopped. The report introduces positive tipping points, which involve rapid acceleration towards sustainability, requiring concerted and coordinated action. El Bosque, a coastal community in Tabasco, Mexico, has been severely impacted by rising sea levels and winter storms due to climate change. The town now has only a dozen residents, with up to 8 million Mexicans expected to be displaced by climate change in the next 30 years. The Gulf of Mexico is experiencing sea level rise 3 times faster than the global average. Despite the climate crisis, Mexico plans to open a new refinery next year, highlighting the slow and bureaucratic governmental response. The UN Climate Summit's Loss and Damage Fund for developing countries will come too late for towns like El Bosque. Residents of El Bosque are struggling to afford food and rent, living in rentals they can barely afford while waiting for government aid. Faster action and new laws are urgently needed to address the climate change issue in Mexico. Crédit Agricole, a French lender, has committed to achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. The bank will no longer finance new fossil fuel extraction projects. It aims to reduce CO2 emissions from its funded projects by 75% by 2030. Crédit Agricole plans to increase investments in low-carbon energies by 80% by 2025. The bank will triple its annual financing for renewable energy projects between 2020 and 2030. This initiative follows steps taken by other banks, such as BNP Paribas and Société Générale, in combating climate change. The bank's decision aligns with the COP28 agreement and is supported by Total Energies, a major oil and gas company. Kenya's military is evacuating people stranded by severe floods affecting various parts of the country. The floods, ongoing since November, have claimed 170 lives and displaced over 600,000 people. Scientists attribute the intensity of the rains, which are up to 2 times more than usual, to human-caused climate change. The floods have caused extensive damage to livestock, farmland, and homes, being described as the worst in 100 years. The Meteorological Department forewarns that heavy rains will persist into the new year and advises people in lowlands and flood-prone areas to evacuate. British High Commissioner Neil Wigan presses the need to address climate change effects and emphasizes the requirement for long-term systems besides short-term relief efforts. In 2023, severe manifestations of climate change occurred, including Canadian wildfires and record-low Antarctic sea ice levels. United Nations reports indicate that greenhouse gas levels reached record highs, and national climate action plans were found to be insufficient. The impacts of climate change were clearly evident, leading to urgent calls for climate action. Climate change poses significant health risks, as highlighted in a UK report on the health effects of climate change. Experts predict that global temperatures are set to surpass a key climate threshold with potentially catastrophic effects. The Arctic region is especially impacted by climate change, experiencing increasing warmth, less frozen conditions, and severe weather events. It is imperative to take immediate action to mitigate the effects of climate change and protect our planet and health. This has been your daily brief in climate change. To read more about these stories, follow the links in the episode bio. You can also subscribe to these updates at www.brief.news. And for more daily podcasts about the topics you love, visit www.brief.news/podcasts. Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back with everything you need to know.